What were my other talking points? Besides making fun of me, what the hell?
Well, this is your podcast, so I think it's only fair that we talk shit about you.
Wow. I had a job interview the other day. Yesterday?
Yeah, but you didn't go to it.
Yeah, I didn't go to that shit. Because I looked it up online and it was like, oh, yeah, when you're a new person.
Well, I looked it up.
No. I looked it up after you.
Oh, okay.
And what I saw, I think it was the same website.
Glassdoor.
I think so, yeah.
I check everything on Glassdoor.
Really?
Or on LinkedIn. I gotta check if they're legit.
Well,
some people really try to scam you to be with fake companies. So
oh
I
my
got
God.
scammed into a fake company. Remember that?
When?
The record label.
Oh my God. You want to talk about it, please? That shit is such a goofy story.
So, not gonna name names, but like
Emily does social media.
yeah.
She's actually
I'm a social media consultant / manager.
You are legit.
Yes, I have. It's
You've done
technically
it for
my
years.
own business. Yeah,
You've done it for years.
I've done it for years. I have like actual people that can give recommendations for me. I worked for large institutions. I've worked for influencers. I've worked for small businesses. Like this is not something that, I've just been trying. Like it's something that I do. Like I have an actual contract that I give people to sign where I get paid by the end of it.
Mhm.
So, anyways, in the whole process of me like applying for jobs this past year, it was around April
Yeah.
or March. It's around then. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, so I come across this job where it's like social media consultant or social media manager for this record label. I was like, okay, cool, sounds interesting.
You were the manager.
Yeah.
You were a manager and you had people under you.
That's what I applied for.
Yes.
So, I get a phone call literally like a day later, but
shady in itself.
yeah, and what I thought was super weird was that they called me like around 8 p.m. So not normal working hours, like 9 to 5 or whatever.
Not 11 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, that's you. Yeah, like not normal hours that one would conduct an interview. No, it was 8 p.m. So I answered the phone because I was like, YOLO, who's this? Is it a Russian like spam bot, whatever? And yeah, it was like an interview. He was like, oh, I'm so impressed with all your resume, with your list of people that you've worked with. I'm so interested in you doing this internship that you will get money off of, because I was supposed to get money from royalties of the artist that I signed. So I was like, okay, cool, whatever.
Plus a base salary, right?
Yeah. I was supposed to be getting paid after 90 days, which is semi-normal for stuff like that. Like you have to have a trial period before anything.
I didn't know that.
However, but yeah, in my contract, I say you pay half up front and half you pay after. Or at least you put a down payment to whatever I'm doing.
Pay a deposit.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me to do the work, because I learned after this whole ordeal. So he says, yeah, you're going to start tomorrow. And I was like, all right, whatever. Just give me the information. So he sends me the contract, basically saying, like, it was a standard contract. Any ideas you come up with, any things that you do, regarding the company is the company's property, blah, 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 blah. Like, understandable. That's fine. Whatever. So, yeah, like, I'm minding my business. Meanwhile, this guy ghosts me for 2 weeks. And then I
remember you were emailing him, like, every 3 days.
Yeah, I was like, hey, yo,
for
what's
like 2 weeks.
Like, what are we doing? What's going on? Yeah, I have the login, but what content do you want me to put out? Like, I'm confused, genuinely confused. He did not respond back to me. Eventually, I ended up getting emails from his boss, who said that the person that hired me went on vacation and that someone else was doing my job that I got hired for. And so that person ended up emailing me and was like, hey, I'm confused because I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. This was not the job that I signed up for. And like they had originally signed up to do the producing / engineering internship that they had. because it's a record label. So they had all these internships out and whatnot.
Nobody wants to pay nobody.
Yeah, they were supposed to lead to an actual job at the end of it. So all in all, whatever. I was like kind of confused. What is going on? Then eventually the CEO calls me and is like, oh, I'm going to clear everything up for you. Here's all the information about the company. We're so legit, all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. So he's like, we have no content that you can like actually get reference pictures from. And I'm like, okay, so do you have anything from previous concerts? Anything like in the past couple years that you've done? And he's
Literally
like, no,
anything at all.
we don't. You would have to make everything. And I'm like, what?
I remember because you were like, who am I going to photograph? Who am I going to contact? I don't know anybody in this company.
Yeah. And so he was like, oh, well, you could just contact the artist under a label and they'll give you all the information. But every time I did that, I would get their agents, and their agents wouldn't get back to me. They would go to the CEO or the COO, and I'm like, so what am I doing? Am I chopped liver? And eventually, I figure out something to, make content, put it out. I'm doing great. Like, and then I realize when I'm like, okay, I'm putting out all this content, but no one's, like, we're getting semi-engagement because we're getting people that's viewing it. We're getting people that's clicking on our stuff. However, we're not retaining anyone, and that's kind of confusing. Like, how is it that we have almost 2,000 followers and no one's liking our pictures?
And 19 likes.
No, it's like 2,000 followers and 4 likes.
Oh shit, it was that bad?
Yes.
Oh
and
my
I'm
God.
like, I know I'm not doing anything wrong because I've done this for smaller accounts that have blown up. Like, I worked for 3 months for one company and doubled their followers.
I remember that.
Like, I know I'm not bad at my job. I'm not bad at my job. So, anyways, I start going through all their followers, and almost all of their goddamn followers were fake bots. Like, they all had the same, the same characteristics. There was literally, like, a couple photos that were repeated on every single profile.
They all had the same picture, right?
Yeah, they all had, like, the same picture. And I'm like, it's this one picture of a random small exhibition in the Art Institute. And it's something that I would know because I've been to that exhibition. I've seen it. And I'm like, it's on every one of these pages. And how is it that every one of these pages has a Russian name? Literally a Russian name. It just didn't make sense. So then I asked the CEO, hey, what's up with this? Why do we have so many fake followers? And I straight up told him, I deleted every single fake follower. Damn. We only have a handful of followers. We have 90. And he's like...
He got mad, right?
Yeah, he got really mad. And he's like, I didn't know someone was buying followers, blah, 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 blah. This is like the COO's like thing, da, 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 da. And so I was like, okay, whatever. There's things that I'm going to do to try to increase the following. Which I did and did work. It did fucking work, to be fair. But something that came afterwards was that he said that we had to reach out to artists on the main company page. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Cool, whatever. And then I noticed that someone is getting or sending dirty messages from the company page. And I'm like, whoa, first of all.
Now, this is like Nestle sending naughty messages, right? Or like McDonald's corporate.
I mean, it's not...
Because you said it was the official.
Yeah, it's the official.
That's so stupid.
It's the official page. And he was like, oh, well, I'm promising you like this, whatever. I think this should be a look. And it was basically like dirty Instagram model pictures. Like girls.
Like in thongs and shit?
Yeah, like super tiny thongs. Bikinis that only cover nipples. Like stuff like that he was sending female rappers. And I was like, dude, this is not okay. And she, like the girl that was receiving all these messages, even she said, I'm uncomfortable. You said you didn't want to be in a relationship, so why are you sending me these things? Oh my God. When we went on a date, you ghosted me. Like, what was all this stuff? And I'm like, bro, what is going on?
So he was trying to like use his influence?
Yes.
Oh my God.
To hate on female rappers.
What a nerd.
So I go to the CEO about this, and it's something that I was like really struggling with because I was like, am I going to lose my job because of this? And I talked to you about that. Like I was so like I was legitimately torn because like both the COO and the CEO are both men, and I was the only female.
And they were like mid 40s,
like,
right?
In quote unquote like a higher position because I was basically managing a team of like 40 people doing social media.
Team.
I see that very loosely.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, am I going to lose my job?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, oh, I promise you it's never going to happen again. Please just delete those messages and block the person. Block that girl.
Block.
And I'm like, the girl's
rapper.
not the problem. I straight up told him, it's the female rapper is not the problem. It's the problem of someone using the corporate account for sending out these dirty messages. And like some of the messages were explicitly talking about his dick.
What a fucking idiot.
And it's like, I'm not the only one that had access to this corporate account. All of our other interns who were below me had access to this account.
I thought it was just 2 other people.
No.
They all did?
Everyone did.
Oh,
and that's another thing that didn't fucking make any sense. Why do 40 people need the Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter login?
2 people. 2 people, that's it.
Like, absolutely not. So yeah, that was one thing. And then they expected me to hire my own team. They didn't tell me that these people did not know who I was, anything. They were like, hey, here's a list of people. They all got hired. So can you just fill them in on what's going on? That's all they said. And so I would email these people like, hey, so here's all the things for the interns. This is what you're going to do. This is what we expect. And someone was like, yo, I didn't even know I got hired. Who is this?
Who this?
Yeah. And I'm
That's
like,
funny.
what's going on?
Yeah. That's
so
not
yeah.
even the best part.
What am I forgetting?
All right, I'll say it. So you got hired on as an intern, right?
Yeah.
But you had to manage 2 people below you.
Yeah.
And you were supposed to be the only one getting paid. They were doing unpaid internships.
That is true.
Now the only thing is that they had they were supposed to have like 3 to 7 people below them.
Yeah.
So it was this whole
chain
of command that are all unpaid interns because you didn't even get paid.
No, and I was supposed to.
Yeah.
I negotiated a contract with them and everything.
And they kept
stalling. They were like, oh, well, we're going to mail it to you. We're going to send it to you. And I'm like, you don't need to send a contract through the mail. You could literally just email it to me.
Yeah, you can scan that shit.
Photocopy it and send it to me. You work in an office. What?
Exactly.
Do you not have a photocopier?
So
what kind of office is that?
And the shit of it is that I couldn't understand is how do you hire 40 people and not pay anybody? And not give any direction whatsoever.
And expect exemplary work.
Yeah. That guy was a fucking goofball and a half.
Both of them.
No, I thought one of them was like, oh, I'm sorry. We're really trying. Well, I'm trying. I don't know what he's doing. This and that, whatever.
Both of them are stupid.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. So you got scammed for what? 4 weeks of work, right?
No, it was 2 months.
2 months? Oh my God,
yeah.
It was that long? Oh
but what made me even more mad was that, okay, so at one point they were saying that they were going to do a podcast, and I was like, okay, fine. I have experience helping out podcasts.
Hey.
Because I used to help you with your podcast.
Yeah, when I had the podcast with Emmelly.
I understand how to do sponsorships. I understand how to do all of that. I can do all the paperwork. That's fine.
Yeah.
I can help you with all of this information and all of this stuff. No problem. So we had some pretty, I wouldn't say prominent, I would just say they're semi-famous radio hosts here in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
One of them quit because he was like, I don't understand what's going on. How is it that the person that hired me all of a sudden went on a 2-week vacation when we were in the first beginnings of Corona?
Because they did the same thing to you they did to them, right?
Yeah.
And they just said, he was like, all right, you're hired, go.
Yeah, and he's like, what do you mean? You're stalling on everything. You're not giving me information, so I quit.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't learn this until one of the other people on the podcast reached out to me, and they were like, hey, are you getting paid? And she was an influencer. I also say that very lightly.
No.
No offense, but
I don't remember.
Influencer. So anyways, she was like, hey, are you getting paid? And I was like, no, but I negotiated a contract. And she's like, oh, because I negotiated a contract and I'm getting paid. But they also told her that she was going to do my job and was asking me how to do my job.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, she had called me and we were on the phone for like an hour and she was trying to get me to tell her how I made my contract and how I do all of my business. And I'm like, absolutely not.
Damn.
Unless you are going to pay me for my time.
And I'll write it up for you.
For my time. I will give you all my information. That's fine. I have no issue sharing my stuff with you. But are you going to pay me for my time? And she was not willing. She just wanted me to give her all of the stuff.
Oh, fuck her.
So I was like, no. But anyways, long story short, from that little mini segment, was that she was the only one getting paid out of the entire thing.
Out of like 50 people, right?
Out of like 50 people. She was the only one getting paid. So I don't know if she still works there. I blocked them.
Who gives a fuck?
I blocked them. I talked to like Zach for, a couple weeks after that, just because we were like keeping in touch. Like, hey, have you found a job yet? No. Have you? No. So yeah.
Yeah, the thing about business, a lot of times is you get what you pay for, and if you don't pay anything to anybody, not guidance, money, experience, nothing, what the fuck are you doing?
But like, I totally understand if you are gonna get unpaid internships, but you also have to go about it in a legal way. Because I was looking at unpaid intern laws in the state of Illinois, and what they were doing is completely illegal.
Why?
You can, legally, you cannot ask an unpaid intern to work more than, a few hours a week. And they were asking for 40 hours.
Fuck that.
I was like, you are aware this is illegal.
Fuck that.
And, when I turned in my resignation letter, Zach and I, when we both,
You're better than me.
We straight up told them, yeah, don't be surprised if,
everybody fucking
the Better
quits.
Business Bureau comes for you.
Oh, damn. You threatened them with that?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I don't remember that. Damn.
And they ghosted me. They never
responded?
No. So that's the time I got scammed into doing a job for 2 months.
That's some shit,
It was so
right?
stressful. It was so stressful.